This is Life Changing Advice, episode number 22. Have I prayed today? And so, praying can become a posture. Praying can be something that we do on a regular basis all through the day. There is, you can pray for people, everybody in the store, everybody in the parking lot, everybody at your job, everybody at your house, all your relatives, all your in-laws, your ex-in-laws, all the things. There's people to pray for all the time. Sometimes it's just good to be thankful for what you have, how God has brought you from where he's brought you from, how good he's been every single day of your life, how you can see the covering on your life, the favor of God on your life. Every single day there's areas that there's people we can pray for, whether we know them or not. There's areas we can be grateful for every single day. Of course, there's room for petitions. We can ask God for things, and we should, right? Because he's the only one that can provide for us. But we got to make sure that we are covering other people, our neighbors, our friends, our family. We got to make sure we're praying for people that we don't know, who we know are hurting, who need help. Maybe it's people at the St. Jude the cancer center. Maybe it's people at MD Anderson. Maybe it's people that who need food. Maybe who are homeless, who are going to the food banks or to the Salvation Army, or all these different places where people are going because they're hurting, they need help. Maybe people that are grieving, maybe all these different things. There are needs everywhere. And perfect example, I was talking to my husband about something, and he was saying, did you know that the man had his leg amputated? And I was like, what are you talking about? And this gentleman we know who, of course, we've only seen him in pain, so we never knew. And my husband saw him, and he had his leg amputated. And you just think about the hurt, right, that had to have come out of this particular experience for him. And we're all, if we're paying attention, we can be cognizant of needs, right? And so there's always a need, right? There's always somebody somewhere who needs something. We can all see hurt in people's eyes. We can see hurt in their actions. We can see hurt in their words. So there's a need. We can see needs all over. We can see needs in the hospitals, in the doctor's offices, in the clinics, in the churches, wherever we go, daycare, schools. We can see hurt. We can see people are experiencing life firsthand. We can see that there are things that are going on, that people are hurting. We can see people who are losing their loved ones, and we don't know what's going to happen, And so I see the importance of always praying. I don't have to know anything. I know that if they have a pulse, that there's a need, there's a prayer need, that I can go and intercede on their behalf. So, it's something you could put on your computer, a little sticky note that says, have I prayed today? And I think it's a posture. It's not just one time a day or 2 times a day or whatever. It's not just praying before you eat. It's not just a prayer before bed. It's a posture. It's just thinking about when you see somebody who's hurting, or when somebody comes across your mind, you're praying. And it's, the ones have a need, the ones you don't know have a need, that you're passing them in the hallways, in the, wherever you're going, in the grocery stores, at the line when you're getting gas, at the bank when you're going to the bank, whatever it is, there's a need. And so we can just pray. We can just ask God to help us to pray the right things, to pray for them. We can just intercede on their behalf. We can just take them to God in prayer. And this will help you, because I believe that what the Bible says, you reap what you sow. And so if I pray for others, somebody somewhere is praying for me. And if they're not, somebody has prayed. A lot of people have prayed for me before, right? And so I believe there's value in praying. I believe that there's value in taking attention off yourself and putting it on somebody else. And so we could just, every single day, just make it a habit of praying for people that we love, praying for people that we don't know, praying for people who we know that need, So have you prayed today? You could put it on your computer as a reminder. You could put it on your cell phone as a screen saver. You could put it on your cell phone in your notes. And when you open your notes, you'll see it. Have you prayed today? So just think about today, who can you pray for? Who needs you to intervene on their behalf? Not being messy, not telling somebody else's business. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we can pray for every need. We can pray that God will bless them in whatever way he sees fit. We can pray that God will meet every need. It's just like a constant thing. We could just be in a posture of praying. So think about this today. Have you prayed today?